Good evening to everyone. I must tell you, right? You really want me to get rid of this thing soon, boy. This mask thing, boy. Anyway, glasses fall. Give me 1 second.
Hold it down there, Tiger.
All right. I'm a little taller than you. Slightly taller. Management of Starcom Network. Title sponsor standard. All our beautiful sponsors here. The lovely team at Boygers Standard for Center. Potential sponsors. Staff of the Starcom Network team, including our members of our advertising team. Especially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome all of you here to the Lloyd Erskine Stand First Center. What is now themed as the home for Christmas. Home for the holidays. And of course, home for the holidays is, as you know, the major staple. A promotion that has spanned over 2 decades. Now, home for the holidays is steeped in Bajan tradition. It embodies a sense of love, caring, and unity, and unifying of families. The stories of this promotion are quite epic over the 2 decades that I mentioned. Stories of people who left Barbados 40 years ago and never returned until one family member brought him home. Stories of a brother who had not seen his sister in over 20 years and finally reunited. Stories of a young child who had not seen his grandfather for over 15 years, only to be reunited with his beloved grandfather through this promotion. In some cases, there was a disconnect between these individuals, as some people may not have the access to the technology and perhaps had to rely on our ever-reliable postal service to act as a conduit to get their message to and fro. But even in the advent of technology, advanced technology, mobile phones, Facebook Live, IG Live, WhatsApp calls, and videos, FaceTime, and all the mechanisms that can facilitate a visual connection, nothing, and I mean nothing, can substitute for the touch of a human being. The embrace of a long-lost loved one with a reconnected family member or members. That look and that love and that visual at the airport. The hugs, the tears of joy, a feeling of being reunited as echoed in the 1978 song, Reunited with Peaches and Herb. And if you don't know it, reunited and we feel so good. That's not sharp. Now, let me take this moment to acknowledge our sponsors here this evening. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let's face it, without you partnering with us on this promotion, it could not be possible. All of what we said just now would have just been a thought in our heads at Starcom. You have helped us to make this a reality. You helped us to bring joy to families all across Barbados. You helped us to reconnect the disconnected and to bring the best Christmas present to many households across this country. And for that, we thank you very much. I also want to make special mention of Standard, our title sponsor, Katrina and her team. And Katrina is a phenomenal individual. If anybody who knows Katrina, knows she's a special lady. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, Katrina. You've been our title sponsor for 7 years now. 7 years ago. And from the time the package goes out, Katrina is probably the first person to say, I am on board. And I thank you for that. Not a moment of hesitation. And it's always wonderful to see Katrina, especially when we go to the airport, and see how emotional she is. But she's a dear soul and we love her. And without that, and that emotion really and truly just tells you about how she feels about this promotion. And it embodies that kind of being of a person who is vested not only from a financial perspective, but emotionally the connection that she brings to this promotion is phenomenal. So I want to thank you, Katrina and your team, for coming on board and partnering with us. Of course, look at this space, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, when I came in, I was blown away, and I must say, the lawyers, Ms. Sanders, for the team did a phenomenal job. Right? I'm standing here and I'm very nervous because I'm feeling like this below here is going to shift at some point in time. Me being afraid of heights, Anyway, let's get that. So this year, the theme is unifying families. And we began this process back in February, where we started putting normal processes in place for home for the holidays. And then our good friend, COVID-19, aka coronavirus, decided, not this year. We are going to have to do something different. And we then have to say to ourselves, how are we going to execute this promotion in a COVID-19 pandemic? We looked around the world and see how it's being affected by the virus. And we had to come up with something that kept us in line with the necessary protocols that we have to put in place. We are still doing anywhere in the world, as we have done over the years. But now we have to be guided by the health data and what is happening in countries across the world. As you know, today is going to be low risk, tomorrow it will be medium risk. So we have to be careful about how that is being played with. And therefore, our approach is to keep an eye on how things are progressing. We will still encourage people to send the letters in, regardless of what country your loved one is in. But obviously, we have to be very careful because we have a duty as Starcom Network to you, our sponsors, and the people of Barbados to ensure that we make sure that we do not cause any issues or contravene any of the health protocols. So this year we want to do 3 entries or 3 elements to our entry process. The first one is the traditional one where families would write in the Starcom Network and say why you should bring a loved one from home for the holidays. But now we've added a second one where people in the diaspora can write to us and tell us what they should come home. Because, sometimes there are people who maybe there's a disconnect between family and therefore we don't know what that is. So we're giving those people in the diaspora an opportunity to send us a letter to say to us, I should come home for Christmas. And what we'll do obviously is the reverse. So the first process, when the family in Barbados sends the letter in, we normally will contact the individual overseas and find out if they can travel. If they can come in, tell them what type of time span is, what the promotion is about, and then they tell us yes or no they can. The reverse will happen. The person in the diaspora will request and tell us why they want to come home. They will have to indicate the family here in Barbados, and then we will engage the family in Barbados and find out from them if they can accommodate the person. Now, if the family in Barbados say they can't accommodate the person for whatever reason, based on the tone of the letter and based on what they have said to us, we have taken the decision that we will still bring them home, but we will put them in the hotel. So they'll have they'll still be home. Because we feel it's important to expand this promotion. The other element that we want to add this year is that we know it's very tough for a lot of families in Barbados. There are a lot of people who are unemployed. And therefore, we want to give families in Barbados a chance to spend Christmas together. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask families in Barbados to also write us and say why their family should come together put them in a hotel for Christmas and they can enjoy a weekend of fun and so we have to take the promotion to another level, and I guess COVID is a good thing and it's a bad thing in the sense because it now forced us to think outside the box and come up with different ways of how we can expand this promotion. As I said before, this promotion will be over 20 years old and it has to keep evolving and we have to keep doing new things, especially when we're looking for people to invest in the promotion and come on board. We need to be able to give them something that they can say, okay, this, I can identify with this. And you know, the beauty about this promotion is that good feeling, is that corporate citizen kind